Blues Fan Forum podcast is presented by Interstate 70 Sports Media Group. I-70 strives to bring you the best sports coverage in the tri-state area. Find them on Facebook or at interstate70sports.media.
This is Jordan Bennington, and you're listening to the Blues Fan Forum podcast.
Skating on the ice, under St. Louis city lights, where the Blues play with all their might. Jordan Cairo, fast on the attack, but defense falters, gotta cut him some slack. In Robert's arms we find our glory, his skills shine, the team's best story. St. Louis Blues, we wear the crest. In Jordan Bennington we put our trust to the test. On the ice we fight and we must, for the city we love. In the blue no we'll trust.
Hello there, everybody, and welcome to episode 135 of the Blues Fan Forum podcast, your source for Blues news, views, and fan interviews. Presented by Scooters Coffee. Blues fans can score amazing drinks like the signature Karmalicious, served hot, iced, or blended, with world-class espresso, fruit smoothies, Scoot energy infusions, and so much more. That is amazing people, amazing drinks, amazingly fast. Scooters Coffee. Getting started a little late here than what I posted on Facebook, but realistically 7 o'clock was the time that we decided we were going to start, but then Dakota threw a hissy fit, so we decided to try to do 6:30. That's not actually how it happened. But Dakota made a good point of, shouldn't we start at 6 so we can try to watch the Blues game and not be recording? And I said, that's not a terrible idea. But now we'll just record and watch the Blues game. It'll be perfect. All right. Dakota is here. How are you, Dakota?
I'm good. I wish we were going to be talking about a lot of wins. Instead, we're going to be talking about a lot of losses. But hey, they always say streaks follow streaks. So hopefully this is the end of it.
Yes, we will hopefully be talking about bad things that have happened, but also referencing the good things that are going to happen as the Blues are playing Detroit tonight. Our guest is former best episode guest ever that I wrote on episode 43, is Will. How are you, Will?
Oh, I'm great. I'm happy to be back on.
Awesome. Appreciate you coming on. I have lots of people that come in and out, and I did look it up. Your first episode got released October 31st, 2023. So nearly 2 years ago.
Yeah.
And when you reached out to come back on, I honestly had totally forgot that that you were on. I was like, oh, I got this guy, Will. He's interested in coming on. Cool. And then you had sent me a message and you were like, no, I've been on before. And I was like, oh. So I looked it up. I was like, all right, episode whatever, Will E. And so I looked it up, and then I saw in the description I had wrote, this might be the best episode ever. And I was like, oh, okay. So I did listen to it. It was a really good episode. It was the longest episode, too.
Yeah,
So,
let's do it. Let's beat it right here, right now.
Yeah.
My whole night's open, guys.
So Will knows his stuff, and it's perfect because there's a lot of stuff to be talked about today. And just really with what happened over the last week. So we're going to really just dive on in. Before we do, as usual, we do have Sam here. How are you, Sam? And I got to say, I do appreciate you for getting the banner. I know you had messaged me about getting it signed. So I kind of like the idea that I have a surprise on who signed it. So don't comment. Don't comment and tell me who you had signed it for me. I'm looking forward to that. Thank you, Sam. All right, let's go through. We'll just start with recent games, and I'm sure that's going to tailspin us somewhere. So most recent game or since the last episode aired would have been Tuesday, October 21st. The Blues played at home against the LA Kings in a game that we lost 1-2 in overtime. Falk ended up with our only goal. Bennington looked good, 26 out of 28 with a .929 save percentage. Probably the happiest thing we're going to talk about today. Will, thoughts about that game, which feels like forever ago, but was just last Tuesday.
Yeah, it feels like last year basically at this point. Hate to say that was the highlight of last week, but At least there is a point to be had. No, it was the story of the whole week is slow starts, and this was the start of it. They had a really slow first period, really sloppy first period. They didn't get like double digit shots on goal until halfway through the second. But once they got going, I thought they were the better team. I thought there was definitely 2 points to be had. I thought overall the team game kind of came together. Like LA's a slower team, so it was good to see like the new transition and breakouts in that setting. It's easier to watch how the team is wanting to do things when you play against a slow team. But you can see that they're still getting up to speed. A lot of forced passes in the neutral zone, a lot of getting stuck in their own end. But yeah, like it was a good showing. Sad that you lost it in overtime, but honestly, I would have taken overtime in every game this week over what we got.
Right. We would have been wishing for overtime. And that overtime goal ended up being a power play goal for LA. We did take a penalty. I think after, was it Buchnevich that had a breakaway?
Or
That sounds right.
Somebody had a breakaway and we just missed it. And then not too long after that, I think we took a penalty. And then it was like,
yeah, I think it was like a missed scoring chance, and then on the back check, Buchnevich took the penalty, stopped the.
Was it?
the
Yeah.
chance.
So-
Yeah.
So yeah, that's again the excitement. The 1 point we got in 4 games since the last episode aired, or I guess since we last recorded. The next game then would have been Thursday, October 23rd, at home against Utah. I was excited for this game because I had gotten 4 tickets from a friend through the Interstate 70 Sports Media group, and so me and Dakota went, and it was I still had a really good time because we had a hookup, so we got into the all-inclusive section.
Ooh.
And so Dakota almost got in trouble.
Oh no!
Funny. So but yeah, game ends in a 4-7 loss. Logan Cooley had 3 goals before the Blues had 1. He scored all of those 3 goals in a matter of about 5 minutes. Ended up with Suter getting his 3rd, Buchnevich getting his 1st of the year, which was surprising. Walker with his 1st of the year, and Broberg with his 1st of the year. The big storyline might be the 2 soft ones that Hofer gives up early on in the game. Will, did you watch that game? Or I guess, did you start watching that game? And then at what point did you turn it off?
It was we started late, and like I have ESPN Plus. I'm out of market in Milwaukee, so that's how I had to watch these things. And we sit down. I'm getting the game set up, and I was like, told my wife, "Hey, don't look at the score. Don't look at the score." And like I was keeping eye contact with her. I saw her glance as I'm picking the game. Her face just drops. I'm like, "Oh no, it's not that bad, right?" She's like, "Well, could be fine." So I started the game, and yeah, 3 quick goals, and I was like, "Oh, geez." We made it through the second period, but I was not going to make her sit through the third.
Yeah.
But it's an easy one just to chalk up the goaltending. Like it's you wish if you let just 2 of those 3 in, I think the team's fine. It would have been a normal game, but letting all 3 in, it's just you need a save. It's the NHL. It's not easy being a goalie, but your job is to make a save, and you need you to do that in the first 10 minutes of the game. But yeah, like I thought it was a good one where you saw like Shen and Walker kind of pull them out, get the energy going with some big hits. It was a good competitive game for a minute there. It was good to see them have a fight. I think the score looks worse than what the game actually was. Like when you just pull it up, you think it was a trouncing, but it was a fairly close game. I think they had a good chance to tie it up in the third. But it's nice to see big games from Buchnevich and Broberg. It's good to see both of them kind of picking up their game and competitiveness right now. So there's some bright spots to that game. but that's also just me being overly optimistic.
Yeah, sometimes you got to find some happiness somewhere, right?
Yeah.
Dakota, at the game, there were a couple moments where we're like, oh shit, like we're coming back. Like this might be a thing. And then another weak one would get let in. But Dakota, your thoughts from sitting at the stands there?
I mean, I think Will's being too kind. I mean, I think we're glancing over the large fact that our goaltenders have. I'll say this as a plural. I don't think they both super spectacular, but Joel Hofer, our 1B, has played more like a 1D. I don't understand what's going on. I really don't. I don't know what goes on in goaltenders' heads, but I do believe that they're it's all mental, right? Like they call it the yips. I believe he's having the yips, but we did just, let go of one of our shining spots in the AHL in Colton Ellis, and Joel Hofer is shitting the bed profusely at this moment. So it's kind of like one of those things that like it's just it's glaring, especially when you're sitting in the Enterprise Center and you got kids 11 years old that are saying, take his head, take his family, like they're just as passionate as we are. So, seeing that and hearing that and just watching it, it just hasn't happened just in one game. It's happened in too many games, and we've only played 9 games this year. So it's nerve-wracking because you're just like, you never know what you're going to get. And like we said before the season ever got going, is on paper, we're a really good roster. We have really good talent. But there's no reason you should be losing games by this amount of goals. Like our goal differential, I think we looked at it before the podcast started. We're minus 12 right now through 9 games. And we can't seem to win on home ice, which is maybe I'm wrong, but you should be playing.
Unless we have the old jerseys on. We can win if we have the old jerseys.
Absolutely. But that's where
conspiracy.
You should be winning games at home. Like you got your home fans behind you, you got the momentum, you got the energy, you got everything behind you. And you're losing. Yeah, you're losing games in bunches. You're losing games by a shitload of goals. And I'm like, that game, there was some bright spots, like you said, Walker, Shen. We haven't played a full 60-minute game this entire season. And like we can talk about the Dallas win. That was great. I feel like it boosted our confidence. They're going to be an absolute threat here in the Western Conference in the Central Division. But like if you're losing games to teams that you should be wiping the floor with, like it's going to be a struggle. But yeah, that game was a great game. Jacob and I had an absolute blast. But as far as watching, we saw 11 goals in 60 minutes. Logan Cooley had a hat trick and he scored it in 11 minutes to start the game. Like some people, it takes probably 3-4 games to get 3 goals. Cooley did it in 11 minutes. So that was just how the game went. That's how the pace of play went. It was just, boy, oh boy.
Crazy. It was fun to watch. It just would have rather it been 7-4 instead of 4-7. Then it would have been more fun. But I think I did even say at the game, the last time we played Utah, we smacked them in the last game of the regular season. So I guess it was our turn to, pay the piper. I will also say, everybody I think on the podcast knows Sam is a Joel Hofer super fan. And to defend Hofer, not necessarily in his play, because he has not played well, but I 100% felt bad for the guy when Binnington hops over the bench and starts putting his stuff on and the crowd booed. And I was like, I'm like, if you're worried about your goalie, and I think most people know that, like Dakota said, goalie's a mental thing. Why are we booing the guy that's struggling? And so I made sure I did not boo Sam. I'm on Hofer's team here, but I'm also going to say that Hofer has been playing bad. Like he's not played well, and I think he knows that too. So it's a long season. We're only 9 games in.
Yeah, I was surprised they started him
today will be 10.
Home again. After crapping the bed earlier on the homestead, I would have just been like, hey, let's get you all on the road, whole new environment, and see if that would have helped. But they decided to keep it on. I could see him being like, we're sticking to the schedule. We believe you. Here you go. But after that first showing, just sit him. He definitely needs a mental reset. And like the only thing left they have is if he continues, which we'll get to. I think he was fine against Pittsburgh. We'll get to it. But you know, you can set him down for a conditioning stint for a minute. You know, maybe that's what you got to do to reset the guy. Because, yeah, it's Dakota's right. The goaltending has not been acceptable. We're leading the league in goals not saved above expected, or whatever it's called, and like it's not even close.
Mm-hmm.
That statistic is GGF.
Yes.
That's
Well, actually, no.
that one is one. Yeah,
and they didn't get effed on.
that one is ones that they're supposed to save. The stats say that they should save it, and they're not. And I think Hofer is I wrote it down. I think a minus 6.1 or something. His goals saved above expected is a -6, which means he has let in 6 more goals than data says he should have. And to be fair, I looked it up and I was like, you know what? We loved Hofer last year. What was Hofer's goals saved above expected last year? Well, it was a -4. Now, that's over a full season of saves and not just the 4 games that he's played in. But as far as an average, it's really not far off from his average.
I mean, his goals against average is just.
Oh yeah, it's a 5, I think, or something, isn't it?
It's too close to a 7. That's all I got to say.
Yeah, right.
but going into, like, we say streaks follow streaks, but like also goaltenders are mental. Like, what do you like work on first? Is it fundamentals? Is it, you know, protecting your posts? Is it like edge work? Like what? Like, and this is more of just a question for this everybody. But what do you work on? Like, if you're a goaltender and you're letting goals in at a record pace, like what do you focus on? Like how do you go to the drawing board and you're like, all right, that's what it is. And I know a lot of it is film and whatnot, but like it seems like nothing's working. And I'm not putting this all on Joe Hofer, so Sam don't come after me. But like, I mean, obviously some of it is defense and being in the wrong areas, like Jimmy Snuggerud's goal, and we'll talk about the Pittsburgh game, but like, you know, they let him out to dry. And so I do think a lot of it is defense, but I do think it is like you're a goaltender, your job is to stop the puck, and clearly you aren't doing that. So where do you start?
All right. Next game then was Saturday, November 25th. We were at Detroit, ended up being a 4-6 loss. If we would have played half a game, we would have won 4-0. Or maybe 4-1, something like that. Unfortunately, games are 60 minutes and not just 30. And so we scored 4 in a row and then gave up 6. Kyrou ends up with his 2nd goal of the year. Neighbors nets his 5th. Buchnevich his 2nd. And then Neighbors also finishes night, netting his 6th. Binnington stops 22 of 27 for an .815 save percentage. Will, I guess the question would be, how excited were you at the beginning of this game, and how many tears did you let out at the end of this game?
It's another one where it was I was showing up late. I peeked at the score right before I like drove home, and I saw it was 4-0. I'm like, all right, my night's made. This is gonna be great. I'll watch some goals. Team will finally win. It'll be nice. And then I get home, I'm doing ESPN. I'm like, you know, I'm not scared of the score. They're up 4-0. Like, what can it be? And I saw it's 5-4, and night was ruined. I was so unhappy. I was like, am I really going to force myself through this? And I'm like, I have to. You can't not watch. It's a train wreck. You know, you can't avert your eyes from that game. The goals were great. The team started out strong. The only positive I really have is if you watch those Detroit goals back, they were the luckiest team alive. You know, pucks were deflecting off of 2 guys into the net. They're hitting the post, bar down. A guy breaks a stick, and that causes it to fall down or like get deflected down and in. Maybe one goal is truly Binnington's fault. But it's just everything was going in for Detroit.
It's kind of like that first game of the season. I think it was the first game of the season when we played Minnesota and got our
Oh,
butts
yeah.
kicked. It was just, I mean, pucks are hitting the post, and instead of flying away, they're landing right in the middle of the blue paint behind Bennington, so that way people can just tap it in. It's like, what? How did that even stay there?
Yeah, like it's a game they should have won. You know, we're going to look back at the end of the season. They, missed by a point or something. We'll be like, well, this is where we missed out on it. Actually, this whole streak is what we missed out on it. But it's good to see Neighbors scoring. The injury news today is not good on that front, but like he was having a really strong season, and this game showed it. But yeah, it's an unlucky start to the season, and this game supports that, I guess.
Aaron did give us some information, and if I remember correctly, Aaron's been on a couple times, but I think he's got a coaching pass of some sort. So yeah, he says go back to the KISS method, keep it simple. And definitely has the yips, which when you said yips earlier, Dakota, I immediately, and I don't know why, maybe because I'm a middle school teacher that my mind goes to this, but I thought of the suds in SpongeBob. Like, it's like he's cut the suds in SpongeBob, but he's got the yips. But yeah, Aaron says, work on the basics, keep it simple. He's got the yips. But then, yeah, kind of Dakota said this too, was defense has got to play better. Like the amount of high danger chances that we're expecting our goalies to save is more than the average NHL team right now. Yeah,
they're just playing sloppy. We know the talent's there. We know it's not like the players aren't good enough. It's just their attention to detail isn't there. Which I guess the good news is like they can only get better, but we only have a short runway before the hole's too big to dig out of.
Yeah, you can't rely on a post-Olympics, 12-game win streak again.
Great. Bennington's not making the team.
Yeah, right. So luckily, I think the other person who was on, or another goalie that was on Team Canada, and Sam the goalie for the Canadians is, I think, actually given up more easy goals than Hofer has. He has been a worse goalie than Hofer. So,
oh wow.
So yeah, so maybe Bennington's on the team just because Canada, despite being the best team in the world, has not very many good goalies. Last game, and then we'll get into probably Neighbors and the injuries and go over all that. But last game was yesterday. We are recording on Tuesday. So the 27th was at Pittsburgh. It was a 3-6 loss. Bukestad scores his second. Kyrou gets his third, and Joseph nets his first of the year. Hofer saves 20 of the 25 that he faces for an .800 save percentage, but he did give up 2 of them in the first 55 seconds.
Yeah. Again, slow start, sloppy start. I will give Hofer the benefit of the doubt because both goals were just completely blown coverage. The first goal, it was like Bukestad pinned Russ to the wall. Torpachenko cuts to the center to fill up that center position because Bukestad just took himself out of position. Bukestad then skates away from Russ to the center spot with Torpachenko, and then Russ is wide open, breaking in for the goal. And then the second one was just, Snuggerud getting out-muscled by the giant of a man, Mantha. Just that's not NHL level compete. That's a rookie mistake. You can't do that. And that's a poster child for a GFF or GGF.
GGF. That's the goal he got fucked right there.
That one, it's a clear as day. Nothing Hofer could have done on that one because Mantha is at the doorstep ready to tuck that in. Again, they had fight to come back, tied it up. They had the momentum to take the lead. They just never did it. And just things didn't break their way the rest of the game. And like, if you give up 2 goals on the first minute, it's not your right to take the lead back. You kind of give up the momentum. at that point.
Yeah, I mean, it's demoralizing too to going down 2-0, 55 seconds into the game or however much it was. And it's just like kind of takes the wind out of the sails. Like I know the boys were ready to come back from the disappointing loss and kind of come out and like I feel like they came out on their heels a little bit. Like it looked like they were playing a little more reserved hockey, that they weren't really quite sure what to do with the puck. And I feel like a broken record when I talk about their neutral zone play, but it's just like it's some of the sloppiest that I've seen in the first 9 games. I mean, I know the Blues are notorious for coughing up the puck in the neutral zone, but it's like you'll see a spurt of like 3.5 minutes where it looks like the Blues, are playing like on rookie mode in NHL 25, but like, and then they're in the neutral zone and somebody coughs it up and they have a 2-on-1 the other way, and then we make a shitty, breakout to the ozone, and then it's boom. Now we're on our heels again. It's like, how do we play and how do we build up momentum? By playing and making smart choices in the neutral zone. Jimmy Snuggerud, I know he's probably not thinking of like how can I make a smart pass. He's probably like, let me get this puck off my stick. He's made some great passes, but he's also like probably should have like pocketed it or dumped it in a little bit more. I do think the Blues are not going into their dump and chase as much as they should. There's too many times, especially in that Utah game that Jacob and I went to, is like guys were out there for 2.5 minutes. And I think that what led to probably 2 or 3 of those goals that we saw from Utah is like we couldn't get a change. And we had guys out there that was just, they were just drained. And you're not doing yourselves any favor if you're not putting fresh bodies on the ice and trying to go the other way. So I think our goaltending has been the biggest eyesore, but also our defense is right there with it. So I'm looking to see what the Blues can do here in the next 5 games. I mean, it can't get much worse than what we've done so far in the first 9 games of the year. But for such a talented roster and such I would say a young, defense core. I mean, I know we have a lot of old guys on there, but like just their speed, their puck pressure, what they do with the puck, and how they make offensive, like-minded plays. There's no way our defense should be hanging our goalies out to dry. Like, no. With Cam Fowler, Justin Folk, Colton Parayko, I mean, we're going to throw in, Tyler Tucker, Matthew Kessel, Logan Mailloux. We'll talk about Mailloux in a second. I'm sure that's a nice topic of discussion. But, like, what the hell? Like, we can't just shit the bed this early in the season and expect to get to the playoffs. So that's my 2 cents. But I'm very, very shocked that this is how it's gone the first 9 games. But I don't see it continuing this way if Jim Montgomery has anything to say about it. And he looks pissed. Like, and as you should be. We had a lot of good things to say about the club going into the regular season, and then in 9 games, we've just kind of it looks like it looks like we didn't even attend training camp. It looks like we never have played any ice time together, and this is just kind of disappointing.
Yeah, and like you're absolutely right about the sloppy neutral zone play. Like it's from how I see it, it's clear as day that Montgomery's pushing a different transitional strategy where they're trying to force a pass from the boards towards the center after the red line, which if you can successfully do that, like it opens up a ton of options once you enter the offensive zone. But the team is showing that they're either unable to do that or just out of sync where they can't do it. Which it's either like you give them the runway to kind of figure it out themselves, or you pivot back to just doing the dump and chase that they've shown they have success with. And we got to trust Montgomery to make the right call on that. And we'll see what they end up doing. But yeah, just the sloppiness in the defensive zone, that needs to end. That's not acceptable.
Montgomery said in this press conference, I think it was yesterday or even earlier today, is like with the Neighbors injury and him being out as long as he is, like it has to be the next man up, number 1. Yeah. And number 2, we just have to play more physical than the other team. Like we have too many big bodies. We have too many good forecheckers. You've got to win those puck battles down below. Keep your guys off the ice as much as they can, get the fresh bodies as quick as you can too, but you got to play a physical game. And I said that when we were at the Utah game, and I was like, the only way we're going to get back in this game is if we hit somebody. Because I think we're a lot larger. Yep. We play a slower paced game, but like if they're constantly on their heels because they're getting checked through the boards, like the game's over. And we played a more physical game coming out of the second. We scored a couple goals. They looked like they were on their heels. We could never really get ahead, but I felt like we hit people and it forces them to make stupid decisions. If we get back to that Blues hockey, we're not going to beat you in a 200-foot game. We're just not that fast. Like, I wish Kyrie used his speed a lot more, but we're just not that type of a team. We're gonna grunt down below. We're gonna make you work for it. We're gonna get you tired, and then we're gonna take advantage of when you make a mistake. That's it. That's Blues hockey.
Yeah, like that's a great point. Like I think they're leading the league in hits right now, but they wait until they're behind to start hitting people. I just don't understand why they can't start the game with just a good high tempo hitting line, get some energy into yourselves, get some confidence, and then build from there. They wait till they're behind, and like it's nice to see them have some fight. They're not rolling over, but it's at that point it's almost too late to really be trying to punish the other team. You know, whenever they can just point at the scoreboard, that you're not winning the mental battle.
There was a moment in the Utah game where I actually think it was when Binnington was getting ready to come in and was putting his stuff on, and Walker was out on the dot already, or around the center, and you could tell he was trying to get I don't remember who it was for Utah, but he was trying to start a fight. Like, he was trying to like talk to the guy, get him going. So, you know, just build the energy up, try to pull him back into the game. And of course that guy's like, it's 4-0. Like, why would I fight you? Or 3-0. I think at that time, like it's kind of the same thing. Is like, you're going to have to maybe do something dirty or get some hits. Like, you're not going to be able to go just be like, hey, you want to drop him? Because he's like, it's 3-0. What am I going to gain out of dropping the gloves with you? Like, I'm not going to get anything out of it. So, all right. We are hoping for, more positive results here. And that starts with puck drop here as Brashard Owens is singing the national anthem. But it's going to be a little harder because arguably the best player on the Blues this season is Jake Neighbors, and he's going to be out for at least 5 weeks. I think the scariest part of it is it says he's going to be reevaluated in 5 weeks. They don't even know if he's going to be back in 5 weeks. Will, what's your thoughts on how much Jake missing this long term is going to affect the Blues?
Yeah, like this is the best start to the season I think Jake has had. He showing he has an impact. He can carry the pace of play, playing with speed, playing with offensive intent, making his line mates play better. Like he looked like a top 6 forward through and through during the stretch when the team hasn't looked great. What hurts is he's now not going to be able to help them dig themselves out. And Jake has proven to be like a leader, even though he doesn't wear a leader on this team, and now he won't be able to help you on the ice. They're going to have to figure it out on them by themselves. Good news is, even worst case scenario, let's say he's out 10 weeks, he can help him on the back stretch. It's good that, like, if he was going to get hurt this season, better be in October than April. But it's just, next man up. There's no excuses. You got to fill the hole. There's a bunch of guys in Springfield who would happily take the spot. And it'll be interesting to see if that extra competition kind of pushes other people to elevate their game.
Yeah, we're going to need it because not only is Neighbors out, Robert Thomas is still out. Luckily, he is day-to-day, but day-to-day could be rough with the Blues playing 4 games this week, missing Pittsburgh, playing right now against Detroit, and then we still play on Thursday and Friday. So 4 games in a week would be rough for Thomas to miss, and he's obviously, I think, the best player on the team normally. But yeah, Jake has been leading the squad so far this year. Let's go. We've kind of covered Hope for a little bit. I don't think we really need to go too much more in depth, but I do want to point out that I did some numbers because that's the type of person I am, is a numbers person. And so thankfully Money Puck, look at that, minute in, Braden Shen just scored.
Oh, there we go.
So we'll take that. Less than a minute. So 19 minutes and 13 seconds left in the game. So the other team can't score if we're scoring, right? The best offense is defense, or no, the best defense is offense.
Defense is offense.
There we
Yeah,
go.
right. There we go.
We're back.
So Money Puck online keeps track of every single shot that happens in every single game. And so I was able to take that data and look at every single shot that every goalie has faced in the NHL for this year. And so I found out that the average shot attempt has a 7.32% chance of going in, which I actually thought that was kind of high. But then when you think about it, like, okay, if you take 100 shots, you're going to score 7. That seems kind of accurate.
Yeah, I feel like that's pretty close to like the average shooting percentage.
Yeah.
For players,
Right. So then I just wanted to see, you know what, let's go look at Binnington shots and the shots that he's had to face. And these include shots that go on net and shots that are blocked or shots that are missed wide. This is not just shots on net. But of the shots he's faced, the shots that he's faced have a 7.19% chance of going in. So he's just a little better than the league average. Hofer's shots against, though, have a 9.38% chance of going in.
Yeah.
So every 100 shots, he's giving up almost 2.5 more goals than the average goaltender, which is, I think, based on everything that we've talked about, kind of expected. The numbers are agreeing with our eyes in this point.
Yeah, like it's every player on the ice basically boosts themselves up, like up in the lineup in skill level when they face Hofer. That's the difference between a second line player and a third line player. So it's just making other teams better. And like I was messing around with Money Puck too today, and it was looking at the high danger chances, low danger chances, and it was Hofer's doing fine at the high danger stuff. It's the low danger. It's just he's porous. He's not able to stop it, and like that's what's killing him on that shooting percentage. Is just it's things that he should save. He has the skill to save. It's just can he get over the yips?
And hopefully that's coming. We'll see. I wonder. I mean, he's going to have to. Well, let's see. He played yesterday, so that's why Binnington's in today. But he's going to have to play. I would imagine probably play Thursday and then Binnington Friday would be my guess. I did in my fantasy hockey league pick up Pius Suter, which I think is a pretty decent pickup just because they have 4 games this week. So if you can get players that have 4 games, like that's a whole another day of possible points that you can get. So, and with Thomas out, it's like, let's do it. So it's nice having some inside knowledge. I mean, but that's also why I'm winning the league. It just makes sense. So,
well, you would think they would give him like the Columbus game, right?
Is that Thursday or Friday?
I think it's Friday, Saturday, isn't it?
Is it Friday, Saturday?
Oh wait, no, it's Thursday, Saturday.
Thursday, Saturday. Oh, okay. So which one's Columbus then?
Saturday.
Okay, and then who do we have on Thursday?
The Canucks.
The Canucks. Okay.
At home. Yeah. Columbus on the road.
So then, yeah, I'd probably go. I mean, and I have 0 coaching knowledge, so this is kind of essentially just made up. But yeah, I would go Binnington against. We just had the puck in the zone for quite a bit, so I was pausing and watching. But yeah, I would definitely go Binnington against Vancouver, and hopefully you try to give Hofer the quote unquote easier game just to build that confidence.
Well, Chicago wasn't that easy game.
Chicago's played well to start the year. They're supposed to be the easy game, but I think even Chicago Blackhawks fans are excited, because I was talking to Chico, who's come on the podcast before. They're excited, but also like a little disappointed of, listen, we're not ready yet. Like the Chicago Blackhawks are not there as a playoff contending team yet, but at this point they're playing too good to be in like a top 5 consideration for the draft. And it's like, would you rather be, sniff the playoffs this year or get Gavin McKenna paired up with Connor Bedard?
Like,
No,
oh
we
no,
want
your
Gavin.
young talent is showing up and showing growth.
Yeah, right.
Poor team, poor you.
So I was looking at AHL stats before this too, and a couple Blackhawks are tops of the leagues in the AHL as well. So they are, yeah, they're doing well. They have the excitement that we have right now. We've been pretty excited about our prospects, except theirs are performing and ours not so much.
Blues are trying to go get Gavin McKenna. That's what we're
That
doing,
was-
and that's fine.
Worst case scenario.
Worst case, yeah,
I mean,
That's where
absolutely.
this team is taking us.
I don't
That's
just-
fine.
The playoffs were so fun last year, and they did so good for drawing fans to the podcast and our watch parties. Like I need that. I cannot have no podcast or no playoffs. Ooh,
like-
Broberg just missed one.
The biggest thing is like right now, like I'll circle back to it's just a very unlucky start. Their PDO right now is at like 94%, which is historically bad if they end the season with that. The next lowest like end of season PDO is like at 96. Usually it's like 100 give or take 2 points is most people's PDO. And it's usually the biggest sign of if gameplay is sustainable, if things are going to regress to the mean, which 94 is they're going to regress upwards somewhat. And the way they're dictating play, their scoring metrics are good. They're controlling pace of play. Just if they can get a damn save, like they can definitely rally the season. Like there is no reason they can't make the playoffs again, even where they are now. The goaltending needs to show up.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
And I think most hockey people say it takes 20 games. Like you want 20 games before you can figure this out. And with 11 games left, like if the Blues go 7-4 and these 11, in 2 weeks, we're talking, hey, this team's really good. Like this team's figured it out. And now we're going to assume that we can, move forward with that instead of being at the 3-5-1, I think we're at right now.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, all right. Where do you guys want to go with this? Oh, you know what I should do is I should probably tell you about all the cool things that people want me to tell you about. So I just spent the last weekend in Washington, D.C. with 80 eighth graders.
Oh, geez.
And 38 other adults. And we were nonstop from 8 a.m. on Saturday morning, Sunday morning, and yesterday morning to 9:30 or 10 p.m. We leave the hotel at 8 a.m. and we don't come back until 9 or 10 p.m. So the coffee in Washington, D.C. was disgusting. It wasn't good. And so this morning I got myself some scooters. And so, I mean, it was just chocolate ice cream is the best. Not ice cream, chocolate coffee. Braden Shen's going for the old Gordie Howe hat trick in the first period. Says he's got his goal and now he's in the middle of his fight.
Oh, jeez.
So check out Scooters Coffee specifically if you can. The drive-thrus on Highway 143 and Troxer Way in Highland, or Vandalia Street and Indiana Avenue in Collinsville. And if you can't do those, you can go to any of the other 30 locations in the greater St. Louis area. And that is amazing people, amazingly fast. Scooters Coffee. Also, make sure you guys are checking out Hughes Custom Design. It is a family-owned and operated small business out of Maryville, Illinois. They specialize in laser-cut, hand-painted signs, and they have options that are typically ready upon request and can complete almost any request for a custom job. So, wood, carved, hand-painted, cool LED lights on the back, have Blues logos ready to go. I'm still... Actually, I forgot to post something. I should have posted something for this. Still in the process of trying to give away one of those, but whenever I give away one, I'm trying to look for the correct score. And luckily, our fans do not anticipate the Blues losing. So with us losing, we haven't been able to give one out. But there's one coming. And then our last one is Imprint Labs. Imprint Labs specializes in bringing your brand to life with custom laser engraved Richardson hats and vibrant custom sublimated metal prints. Whether you want to make a statement with high quality headwear or showcase your design with an eye catching metal art, we deliver precision, durability, and style every time. Elevate your brand with Imprint, where your vision meets our craftsmanship. That's all fancy and great. I think the better slogan or the better way for them is if you have shit and you want it on shit, they can do it. Okay. Because I'm literally a walking advertisement for them right now. My hat is brand new. Thanks, Dakota. He came up with the idea and I went and stole one. So I have the hat. This koozie's got the Blues Fan Forum logo on it. This is from them. I just picked up this thing. It's a new mouse pad that's got the Blues Fan Forum logo on it and some St. Louis Blues stuff. And then, of course, they have the metal print here. There's just too many things. But the St. Louis Blues metal print with some little stickers on the back that you could put it on the wall. Maybe that's what I should do is just post it on the wall back there. But, yeah, so if you have shit and you want it on shit, they're your people. I don't know if they know I do that. So, but that's that I think draws more people's attention to it. All right. Will, when you were on almost exactly 2 years ago, you were a big prospect guy.
Yeah.
So I don't even know if I want to lead you into this. I might just say, and actually I am going to do it. Will, just go ahead and go. Just take off on prospects wherever you want to start.
Yeah. No, I'll talk Dvorsky first. That'll get me going.
That's the easy one.
Yeah, like it's I am shocked he didn't make the team. I know he didn't have that impressive of a preseason, but he doesn't have a lot to prove left in the AHL. It's good that he's getting top line minutes and playing against top competition down there, but at this point, I would rather him just tough it out at the NHL and get used to the pace of play up here. Because now we're one Suter injury away from, Bukestad is our second line center.
Yeah, Shen, Sundqvist, Bukestad, Walker would be down the middle.
Versus it's if he was up with the team for these 9 games, you could shift him over for a third line sheltered kind of role and keep your top 6 a little bit more secure there. I do have to say his skating is not pretty. It's never going to be pretty skating. He doesn't look that fast. The only thing there is he makes up with great positioning. He reads plays amazing. He knows where to go immediately if there's a turnover. It's just he's missing that kind of second chance, kind of extra energy burst that we're used to with a lot of other forwards that they have in their system. He just doesn't have that second step. But what he does have is, I would argue, the best shot out of the prospects. I think it's better than Snuggerud's. It's a complete laser beam. Honestly, his wrist shot, it's the best one since Tarasenko. It's honest. It's here, there, and then gone. It's crazy to watch live. It feels like I'm back in 2014 watching Tarasenko skate down and just laser it. But right now he's at 5 points in 6 games in the AHL.
3 goals, 2 assists.
Yeah, it's like I said, he's going to continue that pace. It's only a matter of time before he makes the NHL. So I would still rank him as the top NHL prospect on the team, especially at the position that is a need within the organization.
Sam proposed this question earlier, and I knew we would get to it, so I kind of held off on it. If I can find it. So here's when we were talking about Neighbor's injury, and if he's going to be out for 5 weeks, do you anticipate bringing up somebody like Dvorsky and letting him fill that role, or do you think it's just going to be well, we're just going to get Sundqvist and Torchenko and maybe Texier some extra minutes.
Yeah, if I was betting, that's what I would go with. Like the biggest question is where do they actually see the hole in the lineup? Since they have so many guys that can go play on any line, do they see the hole in the top 6 or the top 9, or do they see it? Oh, we just need to call up a new 4th line guy because we'll move other players up. Me as a prospect guy, I'm like, all right, let's see the new toys. Call someone up, let's see what they got. But most likely, yeah, they're just going to play Texier more. They'll probably call someone up just to have an extra forward in case someone gets hurt. But if it's going to be a bottom, 6 guy, they have like Alexandrov they could call up, which I would say is more likely if they just need a guy to sit on the bench.
I do think Nikita is injured. Last time I think Sam told me that Nikki was hurt, so I'm assuming that she will tell you that. Speaking of center depth, I was just watching the game on right now, and we had an offensive zone face-off, and we sent out Holloway, Snuggerud, and Buchnevich. So Buch was taking the face-off, and probably to no one's surprise, he lost it, and so then they got out. And I'm just like, Buchnevich, when he centered 2 years ago, he was not good at face-offs. So I don't know why that's a strategy that we just attempted to do. So yeah, yep. I knew Sam was on it. Nikita did hurt his hand on the road trip.
That's bad to hear.
So yeah, especially after he had such a good year in the AHL last year. I think he was like a point per game.
I think if he was on there's probably 10 teams in this league where he would be a starting player in the NHL. He wouldn't be high on the lineup, but I think he has the skill and earned his stripes to be playing in the NHL.
Yep. The next one I have down is Juraj Pekarczyk, because he has also at 5 points in the AHL. If you got anything on him.
Oh yeah. Like he's great. He's fun to watch. High skill guy. Interesting to see how his compete level translates to the AHL. It's you'll find out fast if he's able to do it or not. Right now, it looks like he is. He's not just a all skill guy. He's one where he's really young for his draft year. Where if he was born 2 months later, or I guess later. He probably would have been a first round draft pick the following year versus when we got him in like the 3rd round. He has good size, great shot, great vision. The floor is pretty high for him. I just don't know how high his ceiling is, which this year in the AHL we'll find out. I would say he's probably going to be 2 years away from sniffing the NHL, but like I said, he's young. He has the runway to do it. So I think the fans in Springfield should be comfortable getting a Pekarczyk jersey.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I would take it. And I think I'm a big prospect guy too, but I like kind of the underdog guy. So I'm like, yeah, let's get him just being later in the draft.
Yeah.
Let's get him as much as we can. The Blues did just give up a goal on a guy. It was a tip-in, but still, it literally right in between the dots with nobody, within 3 feet of the guy. So it's like, and I don't know, as I'm watching this game, and Dakota, you have it on too, right? Mm-hmm. Okay, Will, are you watching it?
No, I'm just watching your guys' reactions. I can,
okay.
When something's going
on. But just when Detroit has offensive zone time, our two defensemen just post up on like the corners of the blue, or like of the blue paint there, and it's like it's like and I know they don't usually play like a man system, but it just seems like the zone is too deep, I guess. But again, I have zero coaching hockey of any sort, so I have no idea what it is. But
I have been surprised about their offensive zone pressure and like how like they've kept the puck going and cycling it, which is great. We talked about that like maybe 20 minutes ago, but like if you're gonna just sit around as defensemen, just literally just at the goal line and not really do much about it, then you're going to allow 5 goals a game. So get engaged, poke, use your stick. But yeah, so far 1-1. I'm not mad, I'm not angry. I'm just keeping a level head because you never know what the hell's going to happen. So right now we're not losing, and that's something that we could talk about.
That's a win.
For right now on the podcast, we're winning this game.
However, Dakota did just get into a tie in our fantasy hockey league, and that does not count as a win. That counts as a loss. So
see, here's the thing.
It should anyway. It counts as a tie, but I don't know how you tie in something that was scored 800 points. You tied it.
I don't understand Yahoo's point system. I know I designed the point system for our league specifically, but I went to bed and it was 827 to 825.
Mm-hmm.
Then I woke up and it was 825, and I was like, cool, Yahoo fucked me. Because I think they were like, you're the commissioner, you deserve to tie.
There's a bunch of penalty minutes you lose points for penalty minutes.
Games were over. Everybody was over. Games were over. I went to bed. I was like, all right, cool. Because
I wonder if they readjusted something.
Yeah,
maybe
like review, that guy didn't get the secondary assist, or he didn't touch the puck.
Brock Besser was just an absolute unit. And I was like, all right, cool. Thank you for making me win tonight. I can go to bed, sleep easy. I woke up and I was immediately pissed off. It was a Monday. Mondays suck. And then boom, I'm like, how do you tie in hockey? There is no ties. There's ties in soccer, right? But hockey, what the hell? Wait, there was tying in hockey a little bit ago, and then they were like, yeah, we're not doing this.
Yeah, they got rid of it. So, Will, who else is on your list of exciting prospects coming our way?
I guess we can talk Carbonell for a minute. He's another one where if it was a worse team, he might have made the NHL this year as an 18-year-old. I was really impressed with him at the NHL level. He definitely has the skill. He has the size. His speed could use some work, but not much. He could play in the NHL today. I think he has another gear he can reach. It sucks that we have to send him back to the Q and play against a bunch of 16-year-olds. But he's showing up like a 19-year-old playing like a man playing against boys. He's killing it in points. I think he has 15 points already in 10 games. Some people would say his defensive reads aren't great, but he's also a scoring winger. As long as you're scoring,
that's okay.
you can be a little lazy. Shot's great. His vision reminds me a lot of Thomas at that age, so we'll see how that develops. Because if we can get a little Thomas on the wing, that's great. But he's the ever since Bill Armstrong left the team to GM the Coyotes, the team has shifted to they want two things, and it's you have good hockey sense, good hockey IQ, and just a cannon of a shot. If you have both of those things, you are Blues material. And he's both. Honestly, he might push for a spot next year, which is bad news for the veterans kind of middle spots on the team right now, because there's going to be a bunch of 20-something-year-olds looking to make the Blues next year.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you could almost say if they don't sign people like Joseph and Texier, even throw Sundqvist in there, then you have to assume that they're planning on filling those positions with those younger guys. If they do sign those guys, it can almost be all right, Stenberg's not ready, or Carbonell's not ready, or if Dvorsky's not ready, that's a problem. If they have come to that decision, they're like, oh, okay, this 10th pick might not be working out.
Yeah, that's when you bail if you can't make the team next year.
Yeah.
All signs I point to, I'd be shocked if he's not on this team by the end of the year.
Mm-hmm.
All it takes is one injury and him just stepping up. But yeah, it's Joseph's playing great right now. So he might be playing himself to another contract with us, but worst case, he's just going to get a contract with someone else. Texier might be playing himself out of the league. And then Sundqvist, I love Sonny. He's great. I love
Always
his smile.
have to preface with that, but
this might be his last year. He's playing great so far, but it's I don't know who's going to give him a flyer or if he really want to. His wife is in St. Louis. He spends the off season here, even when he was with Detroit and Minnesota in years past. If we don't sign him, I could just see him hanging it up with his injury history. And then Torp, he's playing himself into like a $2 million contract, and I just don't see the Blues really needing to pay that when they have a bunch of entry-level contracts that can fill in. So there's at least 4 spots on the horizon for guys to take.
Let's look at the back end then, and a guy that is sort of a prospect because he is 22, but is playing in the NHL, and Logan Mailloux and our pickup there. What have you seen from him so far this year?
He's kind of a prick. Like it's just nice to see him kind of roughing people off, or like, you know,
what's a rub offs mean?
Oh yeah. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, just, you know, he doesn't let anyone get near him without him throwing an elbow, giving him a whack. Like his presence, it's known when he's on the ice. I think I sent you that graph that shows his little percentages, his expected goals. And like he's off on an island by himself in the corner, in like the bad corner.
Yeah.
But it's luck. It's luck. He's unlucky. We just spent most of this podcast talking about how the goalies can't stop a puck, and he happens to be on the ice when the goalies can't stop a puck. And he's negative expected goals for, and it's just like he's not getting puck luck on the other end of the other end of the ice, and it's just you give it time. He's played in the league for, I guess, what, 9 or 12 games now, 15 games, less than 20. It's kind of you just have to sit through it. He's shown he's better or too good for the AHL. And now it's just, you got to give him the runway to see, is he an NHL player or is he one of those, you know, was it quad A, you know, AAAs? The little in-betweener. From what I've seen, I think he'll prove to be an NHL player. It just takes time, and it sucks that that's the truth. But you're not getting a 6'3" offensive, mean as nails, right shot defenseman without having to put in some work or spending way too much in capital. Look, you can listen back to my old episode. I was so much on the Bolduc train. If he was with the team this year, I would buy a Bolduc jersey. But he has a 100-game head start. This year was always going to look like a win for Montreal, because it just he's up to NHL speed. But they didn't make the trade for this year. They made it for years, 3 through 8. And we have some good defensive prospects coming up, but no one with this kind of track record or arguably the ceiling. So it was worth the gamble for the cost.
Was it though?
It was. The position-wise, I think, is also the big thing of what's the strength of the Blues' depth right now, and that comes at winger, and then what's the weakness, and that comes at defense. And so when you look at it at that micro, perspective, that makes the trade very easy. But again, when we also talked about, I think it was last week, Dakota, we were talking about how great Bolduc's start is. And then we went over it, and he's like scored 4 points in 6 games or something.
Yeah, I think he's only added like another point, maybe 2.
I mean, yeah, but he he's played all the games that Montreal has played. Logan hasn't played all the games St. Louis has played. So, again, I'm going to shit on Logan Mailloux until he turns into fucking Chris Pronger. But other than that, I mean, again, we were all high on the Bolduc train, and I do think that when Doug Armstrong pulled that card, we were all like, he's fucking lost his mind.
Questionable for sure.
Yeah, I mean, this isn't, like you said, this isn't a trade or an acquisition for this year, although us hopeful people, we'd love for him to be like just Cale Makar. But no, we got rid of Scott Perunovich, and now we've gotten Logan Mailloux. I would honestly take Scotty P in this scenario. He was, an award-winning defenseman. Logan Mailloux, probably an overpriced, first-round draft pick. So we shall see. I'm not shitting on him. I'm just giving him, what do they call it? Tough.
He hasn't earned any praise. Yeah. I will give you that.
Yeah, tough love.
Yeah.
He did, and some of the excitement, at least in the offseason, because, so far this season it has not been great, but he is a 2-time AHL All-Star, which is something Scott Perunovich didn't do. No. Scott Perunovich won an award in college, but not in the AHL. So Scott Perunovich was good against playing people his age, but not good against playing against real adults. Oh, geez, how'd that puck get there?
Hey, Hobie Baker's a Hobie Baker Award winner, so...
Okay, but where I don't even know where Scott Perunovich is now. Is he still with New York? Is he still at the Islanders?
Doesn't matter.
I don't even know. I'm not even sure.
That chapter is closed.
Yeah,
we're good.
So,
slammed shut.
As long as he doesn't turn into the next Vince Dunn, and we're like, oh, okay, this guy actually was good. And so. I thought we were going to score. Between Vince Dunn, even Jake Waldman in Edmonton has played fairly well.
Well, they had a great streak of drafting defensemen. It's just they didn't hold on to him.
Right. And we're like, this guy's okay, but we're going to get rid of him and let him go be good somewhere else.
Yeah.
So.
We can talk about the defensive prospects now that we're on the D.
Yeah. Lindstein or Jiricek?
Lindstein, I think, could have made the team or a team in the NHL. I thought out of all the young guys, he had the most impressive preseason. He plays with pace. He's great on the breakouts. He has good vision, good to great vision. He looks like a natural out there. Very confident. We'll see how he adjusts to the North American game. It's his first year, which is also why it's impressive what he did in the preseason. He's going to push Tucker next year for a spot in this team. So far I've been happy with Tucker this year. I think he maxes out as a 6'7" guy. So I think it's Lindstein's spot to take next year. He just has to have a good season in the A.
Yeah, I do have him down 1 goal, 2 assists, 3 points. He has a -3, but I don't think Springfield as a whole is playing well.
No.
Most of their people are going to be.
I think they've won 1 game.
Minuses. So Sam mentioned that they haven't won a game at home yet. So they're struggling at home just like the Blues are.
Yeah. No. Lindstein's going to be a solid defenseman for the team for years. Then we got Adam Jiricek in the OHL. He's progressing great. The team had nothing but good things to say when they sent him back down to junior. He's proving to be the defenseman that we thought we had at 16 after having injury-ridden seasons. From what I've watched him, he's using his size more. He's more confident. He's as a overager in the junior leagues now, or just an older player in the juniors. He's playing like a leader on the team. He's playing physical. He's not afraid to use his body, which is always good to see. Again, it kind of sucks that he has to play against junior players again, but honestly, he's making the most of it, just like Carbonneau is doing. And that's all you can hope for. You never want to send a guy down and thinking he's going to be too good and just he's mediocre or just okay. You want these guys to really, really succeed. He'll probably take 2 years to come around. Maybe if Mailu really proves to be a dud, then he has an inline track next season. But yeah, I would say 2 years out. But I would say he is a solid going to be an NHL player.
Detroit did just score on the power play, which made me want to go look back because it was another. I mean, net front presence. They're playing the game the right way, but tip in front of Binnington. So I wanted to go look back. If you guys remember, I referenced the average shot in the NHL has a 7.32% chance of going in.
Mm-hmm.
Ben Sherratt's goal, according to Money Puck, had a 0.8% chance of going in. it only had a 61% chance of even being on net.
Yeah.
and it was a goal. They haven't updated it yet for this goal that they just scored. Oh, there it is. Let me see if I can pull it up on here. Okay, this one, he's a lot closer to the net, so they're going to give him a bit, more of a percentage. So this one had a 68% chance of going in, which is just a lot of it is going to be distance to the goal, and the fact that it is a tip right there, I think probably increases it a little bit. But yeah, that first goal literally less than a percentage of a chance to go in. And this is millions of data points that they have on this to create this, so it's not like, I mean, it should be fairly accurate, but yeah.
But yeah, like it sounds like a cop out, but it's just they're incredibly unlucky right now.
Oh, all right. Let's have some fun here before you go. I remember actually I was listening to the episode last time, and I almost didn't do Whose Line Is It Anyway with you because I knew you would just dominate it, or I just had a feeling after talking to you for an hour. And so I tried to make these difficult because I understand your hockey knowledge now. I mean, when I wrote these down, I'm still like, I think I would get them. So, and if I would get them, I'm pretty confident Will would. So we'll go through it. But first, we got to play our super cool music.
There we go.
Because I've worked really hard on this to get these musics on here. And they're just good. Our hoot.
Whose line is it anyway? 3 names, 1 clue. Can you play? Is it first? Is it third? What's the team? What's the word? Better drop the puck. Guess right or sway. Left wing, center, right on the dot. Can you name the squad or are you caught? From Boston Ice to Calgary Flame. Do you know the line or just the name? 3 players, 1 team, 1 shot to get it right. Whose line is it anyway?
I mean, that's just good. That's just a good song. That's great.
Good songwriting there.
All right. Yeah, I worked really hard in typing that into ChatGPT for me. All right. Left winger, center, right winger. Give me the team and the line. Your first one, Mark Jankowski, Jesperi Kotkaniemi, and Bradley Nadeau, maybe.
So that's probably like Carolina's third line.
It's not the third line.
Oh. Is Kotkaniemi on the fourth line now?
It is the fourth line. And that's why I was like, I saw Jimmy on the fourth. I was like, this might get him. I was like, it worked. All right. But yeah, nailed the team. That's Carolina. Next one. Left winger, Matthew, I think it's Savoy.
Mm-hmm.
Center, Adam Henrique, and right winger, Trent Frederick.
Yeah, it's going to be Edmonton's third line.
That is Edmonton's third line. Nailed it. And third round here. Left winger, Liam O'Brien. Center, Kevin Stenlund. And right winger, Brandon Tanev. Oh, no.
Well, like, there's O'Brien on Utah, right? So I'm going to go with Utah's fourth line.
That is Utah's fourth line.
Geez. Wow.
Fourth line. Nailed it. You know what we need to try? And I just thought about this, so I'm going to pull it up. Will or Dakota, do you guys do the Wordle on the
Yeah.
New York Times?
Yeah.
Dakota, do you do Wordle?
Time to time,
Okay.
yeah.
But you know what it is. So Dakota's probably done this here, but Will, have you ever done a hurdle?
I did once and I failed badly, but
It
I
is.
am open for anything.
It is really hard. Dakota,
Yeah.
have you done a hurdle on here before?
Maybe once. I remember you doing it with me, but yeah.
Okay. So the first one's just a complete guess. And I don't even know if I can get close enough to, like, I don't know if you can even see the silhouette there because you're guessing on the silhouette. But this guy's got some flow. So I'm going to assume he's a little younger. And I think I'm just going to start with Trevor Zegras and
Okay.
see where we end up here. Because based on based on guessing, we have a general idea. So this player, hold on, wait. This thing's not up to date. So this is confusing. Because Trevor Zegras plays for the Flyers right now.
Yeah.
Am I right? Okay.
Yeah.
So this still has Trevor Zegras playing for the Ducks. But we are looking for a player that plays in the Pacific Division,
Okay.
that is a center, that is older than 24,
Okay.
and his jersey number is higher than 11. And this player would have also played for the Ducks in the past. And we do have 8 guesses, and it has to be an active player.
Active player. All right.
Active player. And so we can, if we want, we can either like really try to nail it, or we can come up with a center from a Pacific Division team and just try to nail the team down.
Yeah, I'm just trying to think of like former Ducks.
Ducks. Yeah.
Right.
Like there's like I think Henrique played for the Ducks at some point, or maybe I'm making that up.
That's not a bad guess because that would get you an older than 24.
Yeah.
That would get you a center. That would get you in the Pacific.
I mean, I'm going Corey Perry, but like he's like his jersey number is not higher than 10, is it?
It's 10, isn't
It is 10, I think, but it needs to be higher than 11. So
Yeah.
Zegras is 11. So do we want to try Henrique then?
Yeah.
Sure. Oh.
All right. So
Yeah.
this person does not play for Edmonton. It's
Okay.
not Henrique. Adam Henrique is 35 years old. This person is younger than that.
Got it.
We did nail that this person is Canadian, if that helps us at all.
Because
Adam Henrique's number is also 19, and this person's jersey number is higher than 19.
Okay. Okay.
So we're still, it's not Anaheim, it's not Edmonton. I don't really pay attention to who plays for
Well, it's like they sold off the team a
a
while
center
ago.
for Anaheim.
Hmm.
Where did like Sam Steele end up? Is he still in Dallas?
He's still in Dallas. Yeah,
Okay, then that wouldn't be it.
that's a good one though.
Is Troy Terry still there? I think.
Yeah, Troy Terry's still on the Ducks. All right. Let's see who's on the Canucks.
And well, their centers would be like Peterson,
Yeah, and then a bunch of
like I don't know.
nobodies.
Yeah.
Um,
So this is what's hard about this.
I know.
Mhm.
All right, Vegas. Who does Vegas have? They have Hurdle. They have Eichel. They have.
If this ends up being like a 4th liner, that's the one.
I
where you're
know.
like, you don't remember
Is it
Who-
cheating to look at rosters?
any of these people are. It's. I mean, technically, it probably would be cheating, but I'm
Okay.
okay with it.
I won't.
If you ain't cheating, you ain't trying.
Mm,
I mean,
I'm
I'm
thinking
willing to.
It's got to be someone on like I'm thinking like Seattle
Ooh, that's a good
expansion
one.
team.
Well, Seattle
Look at
has.
They have Yanni Gord.
Matt-
but
yeah,
I thought
Matty
he was
Beniers.
Tampa.
What's is it? McCann? Jared McCann.
Oh,
Is-
that's a good one.
Did he play for Anaheim? How old is Jared McCann?
He is my age. Well, no, a year younger than me. He should be like Vince Dunn's age, if I remember right.
Okay, I'm gonna give McCann a check just to see. All right, so so Seattle's out. They don't play for Seattle.
Okay.
They also have McCann listed as a winger and not as a center. But 29 is the age we're looking for.
Okay.
Okay.
So
So
that helps.
like that's like a 2014, 2015 draft year.
So, McCann is also the same number as Adam Henrique, so that didn't really help.
Oh.
So this guy's got an
Oh, no.
old number. But we're looking at what?
What?
LA, Vancouver, San Jose. But San Jose they just seem like everyone on San Jose is 18. I thought
I know.
they were all young.
I'm gonna throw out a name.
Okay.
Tyler Toffoli.
See, he's not a center though. I don't think. Pretty sure he's a winger.
Give it a whirl.
That would because he is on San Jose, right?
Yeah, it might help us on the number, right? Toffoli has a higher number.
Oh, they do have him listed as a center.
Oh, there you go.
But Tyler Toffoli is 33.
Okay.
And his number is 73, and we are lower than 73. So we're between 19 and 73. These things are impossible.
Damn.
Who does Montour play for now?
Brandon Montour?
Yeah.
He's a defenseman.
Oh,
We need a center.
Shit.
We need a center that either plays for Vancouver or Vegas. Or is that it? Is there 6 teams in the Pacific?
8.
we got Calgary.
Oh, that Calgary.
But they have like Kadri and
Right, that's
a bunch of young guys.
does Huberdeau. Well, Huberdeau never played for Anaheim.
Yeah. Interesting. Like it could be Schmaltz, but like Utah's in the Central, so it wouldn't be Schmaltz. He would be a 24.
Yeah, that wouldn't work. I hope when I release this podcast, people are like yelling at us because it's actually a really easy answer. I haven't even looked at the comments. Maybe there's comments and people are yelling at us.
Yeah, we'll take that.
No, nobody's helping us.
No, I had that moment like 3 weeks ago. Your guest was trying to think of like a prospect with like a Eastern European name.
Uh-huh.
And it was the name that you all were looking for was Adam Jecko.
Oh,
Because he's the big like 6'7" guy that plays in the junior leagues, who a lot of people are really high on. So I was just like, it's Jecko. Let's see, y'all can do it.
I did that with your episode when we were doing the Whose Line Is It Anyway? You nailed the team. And then we were talking about, it was the New York Rangers. And we were like, who is the other young guy that they have that plays center? And it took us, like both of us, like 30 seconds or something. And I was literally in line at Scooters this morning. And I'm like, Filipino. It's Filipino.
Oh, wait. Well, Heel's on the Canucks.
Has he? But he never played for Anaheim, did he?
No.
Yeah, it's not Filipino. He's only 26 too. But it's not the Canucks. Which means it's got to be Vegas or...
What about Willie Carlson?
Maybe.
I'm still thinking about Flo.
That might be it.
I'm thinking about Flo.
Is that William Carlson?
Yeah.
Like from...
And then with like, K-A-R.
Yeah. Nope, he's 32. I swear to God, this person doesn't exist.
What?
All right, so what team have we not? We have Anaheim. We've
gone through the Flames.
No, we don't have the Flames, but we only have 2 more guesses.
Let's see.
We haven't used the Flames yet, so should we just pick someone from the Flames and then a 29-year-old Canadian that plays center for either the Flames or for what team are we missing?
Is it Adrian Kempe?
From LA?
Yeah.
Does he play center?
No, but I would bet Toffoli wasn't a center.
Yeah, right. No. They have him listed as a right winger, and it's not LA, so it's got to be Calgary.
All right.
So somebody look up Calgary's roster and find centers that are 29 years old and Canadian.
What's the number range?
somewhere between 19 and 71.
No.
If I know who this is, I'm
No.
going to be disappointed.
No.
Or
way.
this thing is broken.
There's Justin Kirkland.
Who is that?
He's a center, number 23.
No fucking way. That is it.
96.
That's it.
So fucking
It's
it. That's
Justin
so it.
Kirkland. I don't even
Oh
know who that
my
is. Is he a fourth
Gosh.
liner? Who is that
Holy
guy?
He
shit.
seems like a tweener. Let's see. Let's look
Oh
up Justin
my
Kirkland.
gosh.
He has
He's been
two goals, 6 assists, 8 points in 36 career games.
yeah, he's been in the league for like 4 years, less than 4 years. Wow.
He played 7 games with the Ducks. All right, I don't feel bad anymore.
Yeah, right. I
Like,
can't be upset
what?
about that.
That's the hurdle you give us. That was one hell of a hurdle.
I don't make these up.
Damn.
All right.
Oh, buddies.
That was dumb. I'm not using hurdle.
I
on
hope
here ever
people
again.
flood the comments.
People-
and nobody was getting that one. Nobody.
No. If somebody was yelling at us, Justin Kirkland, like, dude, get a life. Like,
Kudos to
sorry.
you.
Seven
right.
games for the Ducks, and that's what we land on. Right. Okay.
That's the one we come up with.
This makes all the sense in the world.
Yeah, we're gonna have to give that a couple weeks before we bring hurdle
right.
back. We'll have to do some more practice, I guess, because that was
Wow.
impressively hard. I'm still. You guys read the stats, but I'm convinced that guy doesn't exist. All right. Will, anything else for us for tonight?
No, I think it's good. I'm just happy to be back on the show. Thanks for having me again. This is always fun. So wherever you need someone, just give me a holler.
Absolutely. Normally our episodes run about an hour, but we're
We
just
kept
gonna
it
say
short this time.
Will episodes are an hour and a half. That's how long they are. All right. Then, as you guys know, go get your scooters in the morning. For me tomorrow, it is Wet Your Whistle Wednesday, which means I will be not getting a Dakota's. One of the teachers that I work with across the hallway, she loves ski, Fountain Soda ski. And so during her second hour prep, she will leave and go get skis. And we used to just call it Fountain Soda Friday, but then there was like a Thursday. She's like, I really need a ski. So naturally we named it Thirsty Thursday. And then there was a Wednesday that she's like, man, I really need a ski. And I was like, well, we got to come up with a name for it. And so we have Wet Your Whistle Wednesday. And that's what tomorrow is. This is Wet Your Whistle Wednesday. So I won't have scooters, but I will have a ski. So
Wet your whistle.
I'm gonna wet my whistle Wednesday. So if you don't have Wet Your Whistle Wednesday and you're not getting a fountain ski, go ahead and get your scooters. Make sure you check out Hughes Custom Design for your super cool wood designs, hand painted, any design that you guys want they can do for you. And then check out Imprint Labs for putting your shit on shit. All right. Will, give me a big Let's Go Blues and we'll get out of here.
All right, sounds good. Let's go Blues.
All right. See you, everybody.